most historians teaching Marxist history, which was simply, way out of date by then.
Amazon India लेकर आया है बुक लवर्स के लिए एक शानदार ऑफर अप टू 50% ऑफ ऑन ओवर 45,000 बुक्स। इसमें सभी तरह की बुक्स शामिल हैं, फिक्शन, नॉन फिक्शन, एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन, स्कूल बुक्स, एकेडमिक बुक्स, children books and books in Indian languages. So this is the 4th anniversary of Amazon Book Bazaar. So Book Bazaar Amazon पे रहता है every month 10 to 14th. Book Bazaar पर आपको मिलते हैं special prizes, बेहतरीन discounts and a great collection of books. तो Amazon India पर जाइए और अपनी favorite books order कीजिए.
I think history is going through a very interesting moment in India too. There's been I don't think there's any question that it's true that Marxist understanding of history dominated a lot of Indian university departments much later than it did anywhere else in the world. I mean, there were no shortage of Marxist historians in Britain in the 50s and 60s, but by the time I went to college in the 80s, they'd pretty well been, they were eccentric creatures who were often interesting, but they were definitely a minority. But when I first came here in the 80s and 90s, you still had most historians teaching Marxist history, which was simply way out of date by then. So I think it's not surprising that there's been a reaction, and I have no problem with the rewriting of history, and it's useful and it's healthy for every generation to look at history afresh and judge it. But it's got to be done from primary sources in an organized and realistic manner. You can't just go as a nationalist and say, we won that battle. We defeated them. Yeah. If it's not true, if there's no evidence, or if there's only one minor source that pretends it from one side. History is more complicated than that. You've got to look at the different sources, and you've got to be like a judge. You've got to sit. When a trial takes place, a judge will hear different witnesses give different versions of their story, and the judge and the jury have to make up their mind about what's the likely course of events that actually happened, which is probably somewhere in between the different versions of the protagonist.